So, ma'am, my first question would be like, what inspired you to become a filmmaker? Why you wanted to become a filmmaker?
Well, I wish I could give you a very, better answer to this because it's a journey. I believe making film is a journey of knowing, oneself better. So for me, it was all started with a very vague idea of loving cinema. First of all, that was a very first thing that came on my mind. I used to watch film every day, almost every day. Earlier, back then, that was very much DD National, and then DD Bangla, and whatever the available resources was there. And I remember I used to watch it with my one of my aunt, and she had a very keen. She was very keen towards knowing cinema. I remember very well. Yeah, so I used to accompany her in her afternoons to, and then this is how it. I guess that was the very first initiative that I would say that's how it was generated in my mind, or yeah, can be one of them.
Ma'am, you live in where you live? West Bengal?
I live in Azad Nagar, which is in Bombay, Andheri West, and I am from Purulia, West Bengal. It's a very remote area of West Bengal. And the film which I shot, Run to the River, was very much my first film, and the dialect and the originality of the film was from Purulia only. It was, though I tried to showcase British Bengal, a periodical drama, and the dialect and the indigenous people out there, I tried to showcase because it was my own village. So yeah, I had the authority to try to put it through. So yeah, I'm from that place only, from where the film. Yeah.
Ma'am, during your graduation, what you study your course?
Yeah, so during my graduation, I studied English literature, British English literature. I would not say I'm very proud of taking or choosing that language, but yeah, back then I had no option but knowing literature. I had the only option to, and then family pressure was also that I wanted to go for Bangla literature, but I couldn't because knowing English back then even till now is a very great deal to to get a name and fame as well. So for me, it was kind of something. But yeah, the journey was great because I got to know a lot of classic poets, a lot of classical literature. I got to know about James Joyce, who is I'm very fond of that writer, I would say, and then yeah, a lot of other writers as well, which includes R.K. Narayan. Then I would say Nojrul Islam was one of, and then yeah, Profulla Roy. So yeah, there are people that I'm grateful that I got to know them a lot. Yeah.
Ma'am, then in your graduation, you thought about making a film, or like before, when you thought about making a film?
I'll be very honest with you, Akash. I had no clue that I'm gonna make a film. I had no clue. It was just that I was started developing a screenplay during the time of my graduation. I me and one of my friend, we both talked ki let's make film. So one of my friend Avi, he's a very good friend of mine till now. So he told me ki, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, let's make a film. So we just developed a screenplay, and the screenplay is bizarre. I remember it was disgusting, but yes, it was our first attempt. So I understood that I think I can write. That was one thing that hit me back then, because at the same time I was reading a lot of novels. I was indulged with a lot of writers back then. So I got to know that yes, I think I can write. So yeah, that is how the initiative I took. I started developing screenplay, and at the year of 2018 I started developing Run to the River as script. And I didn't, till then I also didn't know that I'm gonna direct, because I knew I will not get a producer on board, and the journey is very big. I'm from a outsider background, and then I didn't have any sort of course done, filmmaking course or anything related writing. But yeah, I don't know, something was there, and I started developing this script, and I did two job. I used to work in call centers to collect the money for producing. And fortunately lockdown happened. I am saying fortunately lockdown happened, and I uh, got a chance to do moonlighting. So I was doing three jobs all together: the morning shift and the night shift and the evening shift. And it was all work from home due to COVID. And I had a very big amount of money. And I'm like, then yes, definitely I have friends from film school background. The whole team was from Subba University. I'm so grateful to that university, to the people out there who helped me out, and we all together took an initiative to reach to the place from Delhi and get this film done. So that happened, that is how I executed, and the whole crew was unpaid. The whole crew was unpaid, except one or two. Uh, so yeah, I would say I was very much. I would say I was privileged. I was privileged enough to, yeah. You can say, yeah.
Ma'am, how the idea for Run to the River came, because it's a story. Like you have said, you live there. It's a hometown story. So this,
Yeah. So the answer would be very long. Sorry, I'll be taking your time.
yeah, you
But
can take as much time as you want.
so I do apologize for that. But yeah, to answer that, I would start that I had a very interesting bond with my nanny. I was very fond of her. Even she was very fond of me. And she used to tell me a lot about river. You won't believe, she used to story telling me about river every night. That the river is this, the river is that. I never knew that she had never seen a river until she was dead. So once when she was dead, I got to know that she had never seen a river, because she was not allowed to visit a river and watch it, just like any other random man, I would say. I wouldn't say random woman. I'd say, because in villages, women are not allowed to cross a boundary, even the boundary of their own houses, right? So for me, it was a very much strange thing to know. It hit me, and then obviously I was shocked because I lost her. Somehow it was not something I wanted, obviously. But yeah, uh, the story really hit me hard. I'm like, why not? I'm like, why not? If I can fictionalize it, why not? Her essence should be there, because she was a child bride. She was her marriage was fixed when she was 9. And her mother left her in India, and she went to Bangladesh. So she was with her mama here, and her mama her uncle made her marry my nana. it was Nana's second marriage. Nana was privileged, a jamindar, a landlord, and thus she came into our house. And since then, I guess she was imagining river because she knew that she won't be able to see river before her death. That's why one of the dialogue containing this, um, one soul can set free until until her death. So that is one thing I remember clearly. So it was a very personal story. Yes, I read a lot of I wanted to make a periodical drama because I had a keen interest towards history, knowing British Bengal, and I imagining my nanny at the age of 9. So at the age of 9, it was British Bengal. So to portray the real essence of her story, I had to put the environment which was British Bengal back then. So for that, I read Joya Chatterjee. I would like to thank her. She is a historian. She's still researching on the British Bengal politics of provinces, and everything else. So I tried to fictionalize it and tried to put it in the vision of the suppressed people. Those my nanny was not from that indigenous background, but people in the village around her were indigenous people. So I chose to make it in that way. So I chose a fictional character called Paki, and Paki was a daughter of a farmer who was back then suppressed by the landlord. The landlord was suppressed by Britishers, and these farmers used to suppress animals. So the layer of suppression I tried to put. I tried to make myself as neutral as possible, but I think I failed because I know I did a lot of terrible mistakes in my craft, which I'm trying to learn a lot from the next one. And yeah, I'm looking forward to make such films which has a very personal touch. Otherwise, I still can't write someone else's story. I have a very I would say it's a bad quality. It's not a quality, but it's a very bad habit, I would say. So yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to make my craft more good. Hopefully things will fall in place. Yeah.
And ma'am, how many drafts like you have written?
Oh yes, this is. I have written almost. So one of my dada, I call him dada, and I would say he guided me a lot. So it was more than 3 4 drafts, I would say. I was okay with 2 drafts, but my mentor told me that this is not the way you should go for it. You should write more drafts. You should make it more more appealing rather than you can't go with the just the instinct. Don't hesitate to take time. So I took time and I wrote 4 drafts, and yeah, thankfully things went well. Yeah.
And ma'am, how much time it took to make the like full film?
Yeah.
Editing, writing,
So,
everything.
okay. So yeah. So Anirban Maiti sir is one of my mentor. I call him Dada. So he's from Kolkata. He is a great editor, and beside that, I consider him. He's a great human being. So that person, I remember, I shot the film. So the film we shot, it was in 12 to 14 days of schedule in my way. The whole Delhi I shifted to this regional place of the whole Delhi crew was there, and they were so nice and so humble that they managed to stay with the story. They managed to, make it possible. somehow. So I remember we shot it in 14 days. We had no lights because we couldn't afford light. It was shot in completely natural lights of mashals and everything we made. Two of my DOPs made mashals along with the other crew member, including the art director Tadit Roy. And after that, completing the film, I went to Kolkata to meet this guy called Anirban Maiti. He's a great name of Kolkata. I never thought that I would get a number of him and I'd easily get a meeting done. So I told him that I would not be able to pay you, sir, but would you like to listen to this story? If you like it, you can tell me you want to do it or not. He was polite, gentle, and humble, and he saw the footages and listened to the story, and he said, "Yes, I'm gonna do it." So the film took almost, I would say, 1 year to get it done. We shot in we shot in 2021 November, and the film end. It was almost around 2023 January. The film, yeah, all like including sound, including editing, sound, CC, everything. So yeah, you can say it was a very long journey. I would say it's a very long time it took, but it's fine to make a good product, to make a good cinema. You have to put a lot of time. Then there were time when I had no money, then I had to collect the money. For example, the sound guy also didn't take any amount from me, to be honest, but for the foley charges, to do foley and everything, he had to pay the foley guy. So things happen. And then I did CC. So for CC, it was not unpaid, I had to pay. So yeah, it took time because I had to collect the money. And till then, I came to Bombay. I remember till the movie was about to finish, I was in Bombay. So August 2022, I came to Bombay, and the film completed in January 2023.
And ma'am,
So yeah.
how big was the crew? Like, if you can tell how many crew members?
Akash, the crew was, I would say, we were 14 to 15 people. 14 to 15 dedicated people who were there trying to understand the language of the village, trying to understand the people out there, and the whole village was supporting us. Like, I won't be able to, define it via words. But yeah, it was 14 to 15 dedicated people. All were professional, except me, all were professional. And they all were there behind me, pushing me towards the execution of the film. Yeah.
And ma'am, were you scared, like, while making the film, were you scared, like, it can get...
Akash, I I cannot tell you that I will be ever not scared of making films. I mean, I will be. I like this thing. I like this thing to be there. I want to be. I want to scare myself. Making every film. I don't want to be that confident one. I want to be that kid who wants to know herself even through her own story, through her own film, and through the journey of making the film. One cannot. I don't think so. Any of the director who is, if there are, there might be lying. I'd say. I mean, I was scared as hell. I knew that I'm making a film, and it's not easy. It is not easy at all. It will. It's easy to make a product. It's not easy to make a cinema when you know that it's a short film. You know there's no producer. You know there is no backup with you. But yet you are trying to make something to showcase to the audiences, to showcase to the people out there in village. Listen, this is what you know. There's no money involved after making the film. I think that intention should be there. The intention has to be as pure as possible, because making cinema is not. I know the medium is very much expensive. Look, I cannot deny that the medium is expensive, but the struggle within me is not the struggle for money. My struggle is how to make my craft more better, how to make myself a better human being, and not corrupted, obviously. Yeah. So yes, uh, it was really not easy. I consider myself that I was purely scared, purely scared. And during the time of my second film, even the feature film which I shot, this time also I was scared. I couldn't, obviously, just like other directors, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't had food on time. So the process is very much hectic, and it's very much interesting. That's what make you always go for films. As you said, you want to make film. So just remember, your life is not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. Yeah, be prepared for that.
Yes, yes, sir. And ma'am, what was the budget? If you can tell me the budget of the film, because you were paying,
Sure.
there was no producer.
Sorry.
It's like
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, the film I made, it cost almost 8 lakh around, because the crew was unpaid, uh, except 2 3 people, and the sound, camera equipments, and everything else was there, which I had to take by giving money. And then the villagers, I had to manage them. So I would say ki it was almost around eight and a half, not more than that, not more than that. Including post, it was eight and a half.
And ma'am, what is the future like? If somebody wants to see the film, how they can see the film? It's on YouTube, I guess.
Yes, I have put it on. I have, made a very unlisted YouTube video link, which I generally send to people. It is a very unlisted video link. So one can see from there. I have a Vimeo link I'll share. Recently, Anand Padwardhan sir, showed it to Bikalf in Bombay. The film went to France, three cities: Toulouse, Garonne, and Seine. And recently, it will be screening in Portobello. I might be, pronouncing wrongly, but it will be Portobello, London. And in Chennai, the film own. They have acquired it. In Chennai, the film own, and then it was screened in Kerala as well. So yeah, I mean, I do have link. I can definitely share the YouTube link with you, as I have already did when you asked. So yeah, it's two three links. One is a Drive link, one is a YouTube and Vimeo link. I have, yeah.
And ma'am, were the actors were non-actors or professional actors, or were they were villagers?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another interesting question. Yeah, all of the almost 80% of the cast were non-actors. They were from the village, and this idea of picking non-actors, where I got it from one of my mentor. He told me that one of my mentors. He told me that picking from the village would be the nicer idea, because they know the dialect. First of all, they know they're still suppressed. Still there are laborers, there are farmers who earns 50 rupees a day or 30 rupees a day, and it's hard to believe. So we tried to give them some opportunity. I would never, though, say that I have given any opportunity to it. I couldn't, to be honest. I felt miserable. It is just a film, and they did it, but they did it with their heart. They welcomed us. And Paki, the main the main protagonist, the little protagonist of our film Run to the River, she was a non-actress. She was not an actress at all. She is my Didi's daughter, and she's from Purulia, from the same place. So I requested Didi if she, and Didi helped me throughout. And except Uma Banerjee is a big name. She is from Kolkata. She is a great actress to work with. I had an amazing experience with her. And Kollol the Swaraj, Poonam, and then Supriyoda. These all were picked from Kolkata. I asked them. They all did with their again with their heart. They also didn't charge much to me because they knew I'm a first time filmmaker and trying to make something, so they helped us. So yeah, you can say 80% of the cast were from the village itself.
Okay. Ma'am, while writing it, you always thought about making it a short film, or ever you thought about making it a feature film?
Uh, Look, the first interest of mine was only a short film because I knew that I still know that it's not easy to pull up a feature film, right? It's not. But then, you always, deep down in your heart, you always want my film should be a big one. People should come and watch in television or in a cinema hall. So, short film I chose because I wanted to learn, first of all, and I wanted to portray something very personal. And it was intentionally very much with my intent I made a short film. And then recently, after this short film, when I made The White Ghost, I have another story which is again a short story, a short film, which I don't want to make for the time being because I want to make feature now. Like I have right now enough courage to make a feature film rather than a short one. It's not that I don't like short films. No, not at all. Short films are I would say, the greatest things to watch in festivals. And I'm not saying because of that even. It's just that I made a short one. Now it's time for feature. So the White Ghost, my second film, it is a feature film. It's a feature film.
And ma'am, in your next film, did you produce it or were they producers?
Nice question, Akash. Yes, I produced it by my own self. Again, I did 2, 3 jobs and collected the amount. So idea was came from one of my friends, Vivanshu Rai. He told me that uh, कुछ ऐसा सोचना जो मुंबई में कम बजट में हो जाए. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to make something with a limited, you know, with any limitation. Don't put me any burden that I want to make a film with less budget. There is only this house I have, and I have to make something inside it. Think something. I don't want to. I didn't want to put myself in a position where I have to limit my imagination because I don't have the money. I don't have the atmosphere. But I don't know what happened. He told me when he told me just after 6 months later something clicked, and I thought, okay, why not? I mean, that could be another challenge for me, and let's see if I can do it. So then I stay in a very two BHK apartment in Bombay, rented apartment. We all 3, 4 filmmaker friends live together, and we always try to make something. So we have a house, and let's make it a set. And I thought about a story which is again I would not say completely fictional, but something I wanted to explore. I wanted to explore uh, the idea of a woman fall in love with another woman. to be honest. So the idea came up with one of my friends, Sumi Bagal. She and me, she is one of the lead actors of this film. So she pushed me कि तू कुछ सोच, कुछ हो सकता है. I'm like okay. So we both, pushed ourselves towards this film to make. So I wrote the whole story. Even you won't believe, during the time of shooting, I had not the whole script. I only had 70 scenes done. Rest of the 18 scene I was thinking while I was shooting the film. So that is one thing I got to know about me, that maybe my so-called process is this, or maybe I'm just messed up as a director, or messing up as a director. So yeah, that was one thing. I tried to shoot it in my own apartment, rental apartment, and we had a team. The team was again collaborating very well with us. This time I tried to pay a bit of amount, not to everyone to be honest, but yeah, to some of the HODs and everyone. So yes, so this film I only produced, you can say. So the sound of this film will be done by one of my friends. He's a great name. Again, I'm telling you, this industry is very kind. I don't know why people, point towards this industry. I don't have any clue. There are good people who wants to work for a good cinema, and they do it. They don't have any intention of sometimes of taking money or grabbing money. It's completely bullshit. So one of my friend, who is a very big name, I won't take right now. He is a very good sound designer. He is doing my film. My film is in editing. It will be edited by one of my brothers. He is studying in. He's a great editor. To be honest, he's a little one. His name is Ashish Patel. He's a very good editor. Recently, his film were showcased in Berlin or Venice. Yeah. At this age, can you believe? And this guy is editing my film. He's staying in Bombay only. He is also exploring as a first time filmmaker or editor. I am also exploring as a first time filmmaker and editor. Sound will be done by a great professional sound designer who is doing our film without any charges. So yeah, it will take almost I would I would say May. I would definitely say till May 2024 it will be done, and then they will try to send it across the festivals. Yeah.
Great. Can you recommend few films and filmmakers which have inspired you?
Well, I would recommend some of the films because filmmakers definitely, but films that stays with me would be Roma, one of the greatest films. Parasite was one of the first cow, worst person of the world, worst person in the world, and then Revenant was one of. Look at the cinematography of that film. Then the trilogy of the director, worst person of the world. There are two more films in the. It's in the movie. So yeah, these are the films always carry with me. These films really stays with me. Uh, so yeah, these are the films I would say one should watch if one wants to go for filmmaking.
And ma'am,
Should watch.
if somebody wants to become a filmmaker, what advice would you give them?
Akash, to be honest, I have no suggestion towards this because I'm not. at the position of giving suggestion to people. But yes, one thing I can say to those new filmmakers who wants to come in and explore this industry or explore cinema, never give up. Please, if you really want to make serious film, cinema, you have interest making films, you should not have that second thought in your mind. You have to come with a mind that there's no other way, either cinema or something else. That has to be cinema only. So yeah, uh, as I'm learning, as I'm a very new filmmaker, I don't know, you know, I will be able to achieve or not. But yes, I won't be give up. Until I am alive, I try to make films only. So that's why I couldn't give a very firm or determined suggestion. One thing I'd say, just read, watch films, write, write your thoughts down, and don't give up. These are the three, four things I'm trying to do these days. So
Ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. It's such a pleasure, ma'am.
thank you, Akash. Thank you for